Hey, welcome to The Explainer. Today we're going to dive into something seriously powerful. It's a tool that can totally change the way you learn, the way you think, and how you connect ideas. It's called concept mapping.
Okay, let me ask you something and be honest. Have you ever crammed for a huge test? Pulled that all-nighter, feeling like you've totally nailed it, and then, like, a week later, poof, it's gone. It's like you never even saw the material. Come on, we've all been there, right? So, why does that happen? Well, it really boils down to this classic battle: rote learning versus meaningful learning. Rote learning? That's cramming. It's just memorizing all these isolated facts that don't really connect to, well, anything. But meaningful learning, now that's a whole different ballgame. It's about taking those facts and weaving them together into the strong, integrated web of knowledge. That's what makes information actually stick. And that right there, that's the goal. This whole idea is grounded in something called Ausubel's assimilation theory, which basically says meaningful learning is the process of relating new info to the knowledge you already have in your head. So you're not just collecting a pile of disconnected facts, you're building a really solid framework in your mind. Okay, sounds great, but how do we actually do that?
Well, the answer is this incredible tool called a concept map. Seriously, think of it like a bridge. It's the thing that's going to take you from a jumble of disconnected facts to real, lasting understanding.
So, what exactly is a concept map? Well, put simply, it's a diagram, a graphic representation that you draw to show how you understand the way a bunch of ideas are connected. And the key word there is you, your understanding. This is not about just mindlessly copying your notes. It's about literally drawing a picture of the knowledge network that's being built inside your brain.
And you know what? They're built on four surprisingly simple parts. First up, you've got the concepts. These are just the key ideas, the nouns. Then, and this is the secret sauce right here, you have linking words. These are the little verbs or phrases that explain the exact relationship between those concepts. Next, there's hierarchy. You just put the biggest, most general idea at the top and get more specific as you go down. And finally, you hunt for those awesome crosslinks, the connections between different branches of your map.
Okay, now let's clear something up, because this is a really common point of confusion. A lot of people mix up concept maps with mind maps. And look, mind maps are great. They're fantastic for brainstorming a bunch of keywords around one topic. But a concept map, it goes so much deeper. It's all about defining the specific relationships between ideas. It's those linking words, phrases like causes or leads to or is made of. That's what forces your brain to think critically and actually build those deep connections. All right, enough with the theory, right? How do you actually build one of these things? Let's walk through it, from a totally blank page to this awesome organized web of knowledge.
Okay, this is probably the single most important step. Seriously, before you draw anything, you have to know what question your map is trying to answer. You need a focused question. This gives your map a purpose, a direction. So instead of a super vague topic like, I don't know, heart failure, you ask something really specific, like how does a patient with heart failure develop edema? See the difference? That focus is what keeps you from getting totally lost. Once you have that question, the rest is pretty straightforward. Step 1, just brainstorm a list of all the key ideas, all the concepts that relate to your question. Step 2, find the biggest, most general concept in your list and stick it right at the top of the page. Then you just arrange all the more specific ideas underneath it. And now for the magic part. You connect them with lines and you add those super important linking words. And last, you kind of step back, look at the whole thing, and hunt for those cool crosslinks that connect different parts of the map. And hey, here's a pro tip for when you're starting out. Don't even worry about fancy software. Just grab a piece of paper and a pencil. Seriously. The whole point is to get your thoughts out there and watch your understanding take shape. The actual process of, arranging, erasing, and moving things around, that's where the learning happens. It's not about making a masterpiece. It's about making a picture of what you know. But here's the thing. Concept mapping isn't just something you do by yourself. In fact, it gets even more powerful when you do it with other people. So let's talk about using it as a tool for learning together, collaboratively.
Yeah, there's this great quote that just nails it. It says that collaborative mapping creates a space for meaning, negotiation, and co-construction. And it's that process, that back and forth, that really supercharges the learning for everyone. You're not just sitting there sharing facts. You're actually building a shared model of understanding together.
And the benefits?
Oh, they're huge. When you map with a group, you're boosting everyone's shared understanding of the topic. You get instant feedback from your peers, and, most importantly, you're co-constructing knowledge. You're building something that's way bigger and better than what any one person could have come up with alone. It's one of the absolute best ways to find and fix misunderstandings and just make the whole group smarter.
Okay, let's go another level deeper here, because a concept map does way more than just help you organize information. The actual structure of the map you create, it's like a window that lets you see the quality of your own thinking.
So for example, let's say your map looks kind of like this, what researchers call a spoke map. This pattern reveals a pretty surface-level understanding. You've got your main idea in the middle, and then a bunch of facts just branching off it, like spokes on a wheel. But none of those facts connect to each other. It's basically a glorified list.
But now, compare that to this, a net map. A net map is this complex, interconnected web. It's packed with ideas, it has a clear structure from top to bottom, and, most importantly, it is full of those amazing crosslinks connecting all the different branches. This is what expertise looks like. This structure is literally meaningful learning made visible.
So here's the real takeaway. The whole goal of deep learning is to move from a simple spoke map, which is just a list of facts, to a rich, interconnected net map, a true network of ideas. And concept mapping? That's the tool that not only helps you build that network, it actually lets you see it happen.
By making your thinking visible, a concept map gives you the power to take control of your own learning. It lets you see where the gaps are in your knowledge, and it helps you build stronger, more lasting connections. So that just leaves one question, doesn't it? What complex topic are you going to map out first?